And their team, back then they were called the Islanders. They used to play basketball a lot, maybe 2 times a week, 3 times a week, from the 70s into the 80s. And all I remember is like playing with Henry, Nancy, Tony, and Melissa. Because this is the only time I get to see them was when they're playing basketball. So they've been doing this for a lot in the 80s. It's like they got like 2 gyms, 3 gyms in one week. So we get to see more of them. And that every time after the game, Tito Oscar would talk to my dad because they were always saying, pare, just like catching up with how's everything going. And then going towards the 90s, Ocampo Esta was being very successful. And after the gym, after they were playing basketball in the gym, there was one promise that Tito Oscar would promise to my dad. I don't know why, of all kids, he was saying to my dad, pare, kami ni paring Dante ang bahala kay Richard, pagkatapos ng eskwela niya. So, after high school, Tito, Tito Oscar was saying, like, go to the office, like you work there. So he kept the promise to my dad. So Tito Oscar and Tito Dante, they got me working. This was like back in '91. So they were telling me to hang out with 4 guys, Doming, Bugs, Freddie, and Leonard. And he was saying, like, there's a program that I want you to learn. Learn it from those guys. So this was back in '91. So, I learned it, and he got me busy working with Ocampo Esta since so many years. And I don't know what my dad told him. I don't know, maybe I was being hard-headed back then, but I guess that's why Tito Oscar wanted me to work with them. He taught me how to have good work habits, how to work late nights. He taught me how to be responsible. And I grew into I was a grown man because of him. Excuse me, I wasn't prepared for this. But working in Campo Esta, I've learned a lot. I've learned how to work. I've learned how to grow to be a man. And every time he would come to me, he would say, "Oh, how are you doing?" He said, "You're learning? You doing new stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, these guys are keeping me busy." He goes, "Oh, that's good. Just keep on working. With you, time, it doesn't matter. Just keep on working and working." So I was getting things in my life, like I was buying some stuff, cars, some toys. And then I came to the office one time with a motorcycle. And he was like, "Why did you get that?" And I was like, "I don't know, I guess it's a new thing right now." He goes, "Well, sell it." And I said, "Okay." So I said, "I'll sell it when I think," but the motorcycle is hard to sell. But for a while, like coming into the office, he's saying, "Oh, did you sell your motorcycle?" I was like, "No." He goes, he's saying that thing over and over. I think a couple years later, he said, like, "Hey, did you sell your motorcycle?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Why?" He goes, "Because I was having a kid." And he goes, "Hey, congratulations. You should have sold that motorcycle. I mean, you should have had a kid a long time ago." But it's pretty funny. I mean, like, but the thing I learned from him is like, like totally different from being, Uncle Oscar and Mr. Ocampo is 2 different people and person in him. He, as Uncle Oscar, he's pretty fun. He's nice to hang out with. But as Mr. Ocampo, yeah, he was really strict. He taught me how to work, work the right way and be honest. So that's one thing I learned off of him. And yeah, between 8 and 5, Mr. Ocampo, he was a workaholic. But after 5 o'clock, he's Uncle Oscar because he'll get everyone to change into the basketball clothes and play basketball outside the office. So, yeah, that's one thing I remember about him. Always wanted to play basketball. So, I mean, I really owe him a lot. I, um, I could honestly say I got a good life because of him, because he kept that promise to my dad, and that I will always cherish. I like to say, thank you, Tito Oscar, for everything. Um, my brothers and sisters know what you meant to me and what you did for me. Um, I'd like to say thank you. Oh, and I forgot to say, the last couple of months, he was also telling me, like, hey, Richard, I'll be seeing your daddy soon. And I'm like, no, Uncle, don't say that. You're still strong. He goes, like, no, for real. He goes, well, I said, like, you're still strong. Don't say that. And he goes, like, that's okay. I'll tell you about I'll tell your daddy about you, okay? And I was like, okay, Uncle. So, yeah. Uncle, you'll be truly missed. I know the office is going to be different without you, but Russell's doing a great job. And, yeah. Yeah, Russell's doing a very good job. Don't worry, Uncle. Rest easy.
You don't mind if I cry? Let me just go back to our humble beginnings.
Come on.
Vamos, vamos. Okay, when opportunity knocks, you have to be alert.
You. Come on.
Oscar and I were five of pre-selected engineers formed by Bechtel to learn how PG&E did their work. When the opportunity came, like there was a bid package that arrived in our small office, if you can call it office now. And it was undergrounding overhead to underground. PG&E assigned an engineer to train us. You know how it works, computerized. At the time, you had to do everything manually. I mean, not like now, you know, you just push buttons. It used to be all manual. And we learned that big companies were bidding on the project because it could open to a bigger possibilities. So what I did is I got our draftsman and I went to the job site and did walk down physically, took pictures of each poles and service drops. See, you're not even supposed to do that, not until you get the job, but it was a way of estimating the cost of the project and putting in your percentage fee. So when the time came, I asked her, Pare, what do you think? We want to make sure that we get the job, and in my mind I had the bid amount, and he said, "Oh, let's do it for 3,500, just like that, you know." What? I said, I know he's a gambler, and it seems like it's a losing proposition. No, let's get the job first, he said. And he said, "Akong bahala, pare. Akong bahala." So I said, I kept quiet. Okay. See, before you open up a business and choose a partner, you have to learn your partner and vice versa. I know Oscar was a gambler, so I figured that in. I am not a gambler, but I am a winner. So we submitted the bid package, and of course we got it. Then the district engineer called him up and said, "Hey, you guys, are you sure you know what you guys are doing?" And of course, Oscar said, "Yes, we know how to do it." And okay, can we have you sign the contract, and we will put some notes in it. Sure, you know, so within the next hour, you know, I got a call from the district engineer. Hey, I sent the contract and sign it as you said. Yes, we said. And then he said that we talked to you on the phone, and you said, you know, and you can do the job with this amount. So we went on and signed the contract, and following day and said, "Pare, maybe I should go to the job site and do some walk down." "I'm already done," he says. Yeah, he really is. See, he was ahead of schedule. He already did the compress, and we were ready to submit it. To cut it short, yes, we got the job. The comment from the district engineer was that, okay, guys, we let all the district officers know. And that was the start of the jobs got bigger and bigger, and we hired more people. Now, there was a big job, real big job, I mean, big job. Maybe $50 million worth for bids again, but we won it. Now the problem was the vice president of PG&E had to sign it, and he questioned the project engineer there. Say, are you sure this guy can do it? And, well, the project engineer insisted yes. Well, I want you guys to go and visit their office, bring an engineer. So then that was a dilemma. We had a very small office at near Georgia Street. I forgot the name of the street. We rented a small space, very small. And then again, Oscar said, "Ako bahala pare, don't worry." He arranged the 4 drafting tables tightly to fit in the room. And then the next thing I know, he talked to there were also tenants on the same floor. He talked to them. They had a computer. And if they didn't mind, we would temporarily remove the wall and call this our office for the inspection. So the guys came, and again, Oscar was always ready. He had these schematics, the beginning of a job when you're doing it, a scheme of things that you do before you get into the main heart of the project. Now, the engineer who came in the office and the project engineer, they were busy inspecting the office by reviewing the drawings and asking questions about this and that, and they spent the whole day reviewing the drawings, schematics. And so they went back and says, hey, to the vice president, said, these guys are okay. They're already they are done with the schematics. So he finally signed it. He signed the contract, and it came to the office. It was a big project, so we hired some engineers to help us. See, there are so many things you learn from each other to make sure, that he is really your partner. Oscar is a man with few words, and I'm proud to tell you that he got that from me. One time, I shouldn't discuss this, but one time, this is about temperament. He said, "Father, let's go have a break next door." And I noticed that he was trembling and bringing out his papers. And why, pare, what's the matter? Nahiya ako sa iyo, pare. Bakit? Pamangkin ko may ginawang kalukuhan, sabi niya. Ano bang gusto mong gawin? Gusto ko nang alisin siya Tanggalin na. Pare, tika muna. Pamangkin mo yun nakita ko ang kakayanan niya give him one more chance. Nag-iisip. Ayaw niyang tanggapin But knowing him, he relented and kept him in the office. And right now, He's one of the stalwart. In keeping records and what have you.